Welcome to this explainer breaking down the sweeping and honestly, totally unprecedented changes to India's Citizenship Amendment rules for 2026. Look, if you or your family rely on overseas citizenship of India status, the legal landscape has just completely shifted beneath your feet. The Ministry of Home Affairs has rolled out some major regulatory changes that demand your attention right now. Today, we're going to look at exactly what these strict new mandates mean for you, straight from the source material. So let's dive right in. Okay, let's get one major thing straight right off the bat to establish our baseline. OCI is permanent residency. It is not dual citizenship. I know, the name's a bit confusing, but clearing this up handles a very common misconception. You see, the law strictly prohibits holding dual citizenship in India. OCI is simply a unique statutory categorization granted specifically to people of Indian origin who hold a foreign passport. Understanding that clear legal separation is absolutely key to navigating everything else we're about to discuss. So because it's a permanent residency framework and not actual citizenship, the law clearly separates your rights from your restrictions. And the perks? They're incredible. It grants you lifelong visa-free travel, plus the right to live, work, and pursue economic or educational opportunities in India indefinitely. But the restrictions are absolute. You have zero voting rights, you are entirely ineligible for government jobs, and you absolutely cannot participate in politics. All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover 1. The 2026 OCI Overhaul, 2. The fully digital transition, 3. Stricter rules for families, 4. Updated fees and requirements, 5. Enforcement, penalties, and cancellation, and 6. How to stay compliant. Kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 OCI Overhaul, which is a true paradigm shift in immigration law. Now, this quote literally hits the nail on the head regarding the new legal framework. These changes aim to simplify processes, reduce paperwork, and enhance transparency while introducing stricter compliance measures. It perfectly summarizes the core trade-off here. The government is essentially offering us a much faster, way more transparent system. But in return, the margins for error, outdated information, or administrative delays have been totally erased. It's digital convenience in exchange for undeniable legal compliance. Let's move right along to Section 2, the fully digital transition. This is the give part of this modernization effort. The contrast here is just wild. We are looking at a total 180. The old hybrid system, the physical paperwork, postal submissions, and waiting for manual receipts, is entirely dead. It has been replaced by a mandatory fully digital legal system. From your initial registration to renewal, all the way to renunciation and appeals, the whole shebang is now online. No offline submissions are allowed whatsoever. Plus, your e-OCI records are now maintained in a centralized electronic registry by the government for continuous monitoring. Because of this massive digital shift, your actual travel routine is changing completely. The new laws mandate biometric consent right during your online registration. Oh, and the era of furiously filling out those physical disembarkation forms on the airplane? Totally over. You're now required to submit a digital e-arrival card before you even enter India. The payoff for all this new data collection is that you get much faster, touchless immigration clearance through automated e-gates at the airports. But hold on. Here is an absolutely crucial legal point you cannot forget. Despite all these amazing digital advancements, the physical requirement hasn't vanished. Under the updated rules, you must always carry both a valid foreign passport and your physical OCI card. If you fail to produce these two documents together at the border, you will face immediate compliance issues. Okay, jumping to Section 3, stricter rules for families. If the last section was the give, this is the take on legal loopholes. Parents, listen up because this is a massive regulatory update. There is now a strict ban on dual passports for minors. This ends a very common loophole. A child simply cannot hold an Indian passport and a foreign passport at the same time anymore. To legally enforce this, the statutory framework now mandates that parents actually have to sign a declaration of compliance right up front at the time of the OCI application. And if you're holding a spouse-based OCI, things just got a lot stricter there too. To prevent the misuse of OCI status through fraudulent marriages, the laws have tightened up. A spouse-based OCI is now initially valid for just 5 years. It's basically acting as a probationary period. It can only be extended to a lifetime status after an official verification process. And obviously, the marriage must remain valid under the law. Let's talk money and Section 4, updated fees and requirements. So how much is navigating these new laws going to cost you? Well, the government has updated all OCI-related fees, and it depends on your geographic location. For a fresh OCI application, it's going to run you 22,500 rupees if you apply within India, or $315 if you're applying overseas. Now, if you just need a reissuance linked to a passport renewal, that drops down to 8,900 rupees in India or $120 overseas. Now you're going to want to keep your wallet handy for a few specific scenarios. The statutory framework explicitly mandates reissuance when a new passport is issued, when your personal details change, or for certain age-related updates for minors. And here's the kicker. You can't drag your feet on this anymore. Actually, the new rules state that delaying these online uploads and updates to your passport details will now attract direct financial penalties. Things get heavy in Section 5, enforcement, penalties, and cancellation. Let's look at the law. So the government has massively expanded its legal power to just outright cancel your OCI status. Your OCI can be revoked if it was obtained through fraud or misrepresentation, if you act against India's sovereignty, or if specific legal violations occur. And shockingly, because of that new central registry we talked about earlier, authorities can now digitally cancel your OCI status. They don't even need you to physically surrender the card anymore. It's just turned off in the system. And here is where the legal stakes just skyrocket. For specific violations related to your OCI status, the new laws mandate imprisonment of 2 years or more. Think about that. This really proves that the government is treating OCI compliance as a strict statutory mandate now, not just some loose administrative guideline. No way around it. For serious legal offenses, we're talking penalties rocketing up to 7+ years in prison. It's intense. However, to ensure a bit of fairness alongside these harsh new penalties, the 2026 rules have formally introduced a structured review and appeal mechanism, so OCI holders do have a transparent, digital way to appeal administrative decisions and cancellation orders. Oh, and a quick but super important note if you've been holding on to a legacy Person of Indian Origin, or PIO card. That scheme is officially dead. It's been entirely discontinued and swallowed up by the OCI framework. Listen closely. Your old PIO card is completely invalid for travel now. OCI is the only recognized long-term status, and under the new laws, you must convert your PIO to an OCI immediately to retain any of your benefits. Let's wrap it all up with Section 6, How to Stay Compliant, Your Action Plan. With the stakes this high, here is your ultimate compliance checklist straight from the new laws. Avoid these common mistakes at all costs. Number 1, never travel without both your OCI card and your foreign passport. Number 2, do not skip that digital e-arrival card submission before your flight. Number 3, ensure absolutely zero errors in your online documentation. Number 4, never miss a passport update deadline, or you will face penalties. And number 5, strictly adhere to that dual passport ban for minors. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've seen how the Citizenship Amendment Rules 2026 fundamentally changed the game. Sure, the administrative red tape has been slashed by this cool new fully digital system, but it's been replaced by a pretty unforgiving legal framework that demands absolute compliance, biometric tracking, and threatens harsh penalties for violations. Considering the incredible convenience we've gained and the severe legal penalties that have been introduced, you really have to ask yourself, is your OCI status truly ready for the 2026 digital era?